Now we're live.
No, I've already screwed up, but I will say I was the one ready to go right at 8:20. So if anybody's gonna be upset at,
he wants a cookie. He wants a cookie. I got a cookie for you, Nash.
Yes. Well, it's care or don't care. I'm filling in for Nate Wilcox. He's not here today.
Hola, cage fighting aficionados. Clearly, Nash doesn't watch the show.
I do watch the show. I just skip ahead to the good parts.
Yeah. There are no good parts.
That's why I skip most of the show.
It's a nice save, though. A nice save. All right. Crybabies, bedwetters, grumblers, work-shy individuals, malingerers, greedy bread gobblers. This has less to do with your skills and talents as a fighter and much more to do with the marketing, heft, and weight that Endeavor and the bald one at the UFC have put behind you. You want to move from the don't care list to the care list? Fight an exciting fight. Until then, don't come crying to us, bedwetters.
Perfect. I like how you changed it to Endeavor. You got it right. Everybody else is getting it wrong.
Yeah, I got it right. I got it right. Did I say? I said bedwetters. And how about this? Tech 9 lulls. Jerk off.
I should also add. I should add a warning that you don't complain, fighters. Not my fault if I pronounce your name wrong. I didn't get a chance to rehearse your names for this show. I don't talk to people about MMA much because in my real life, most people I know don't like the sport. So no one complain about my pronunciation. And we have a card in Poland, so that just doubles how bad it's going to be today.
Hey, we're in Poland.
Yes. Well, you should be acing this.
No, I should. And the reality of it is the only reason it's in Poland is because they're trying to probably cut a deal with KSW if they don't already have one. Well, that and they can pack it out, but who gives a fuck about Zlotys, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what the market is for Poland for UFC, to tell you the truth. I don't know how big it is.
Oh, yeah, it's huge, but but the reality of it is the exchange rate. I think if you want I should know $22.50 American dollars is about 90 Zlotys. So there's your exchange rate.
So we could live like kings there. Is that what you're saying? I go with a few bucks.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, if you manage to keep it and not get it beaten out of you,
that'll be the problem. That's always the risk, especially for me. But anyway, well, I'm very good at defending myself against muggings because I'm usually so drunk they give up for mugging me.
Well, last time I was there, I went to some strip club, and everybody, Poland is 98% racially homogenous. So but the strip club had one fucking bouncer, so pretty much any big guy sitting by the bar was gonna get. But people would come in and they do this like double take, I mean, it's like you can imagine 98% racially homogenous, this black guy sitting by the bar. But after they found out I was a black American, man, the fucking Poles were like, vodka, you got to drink. And I was like, you know what? If I fucking follow these guys' leads, I'm going to be on that pole. No way.
That's what they came for. They were hoping for yeah, exactly. That's what they were advertising outside. I know that.
I couldn't read Polish. Yeah, exactly.
So Nate's out today, and that gives you, I think, a hint to how good this card is. He didn't feel the need that he had to come and do the show. So
he's not even doing anything special. He's just like, I gotta post some shit on Facebook.
I'd like to sleep in today. Why? Yeah, he's on Facebook for sure. Yeah, that guy. That's all he does. Facebook.
Yeah, indefatigable.
If we look at this card, I'm gonna leave it up to you. I think the easiest way, instead of going through all the fights, is start off with what fights are you interested in? Because I have like 3 fights I care about. I'll say that.
No. But we have a thing that we do, right? So how much is this card cost?
Oh, this card. If you have this card is going to be on Fight Pass, so you got to be paying what, $9.99 a month.
Okay, so all right. So we start with $10, and then we have to spread the $10 out through the fights to see how much we would pay for each fight to see whether there's an over/under on the $10 that they're charging for the event. Fundamentally, right?
Yeah. Well, there's other events for the month, so we could say, let's say it's $5.
Oh yeah. Well, how many of them are on Fight Pass?
Well, there's only one UFC event this month on Fight Pass, I believe.
So that's the full 10.
Yeah, I guess we'll say it's 10. It's a $10
pay-per-view. All right. So then we got to go through them one by one, just so we can get this thing right. Okay.
Okay, we'll go through. Okay. We'll start. The first fight's featherweight fight. Felipe Arantes versus Josh Emmett. Do not give a fuck. Don't care.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Got you. Okay. Don't care is $0. So far. Okay. Go ahead.
Women's bantamweight, Lina Lansberg versus Aspen Ladd. Sorry, Aspen Ladd, like Alan Ladd.
Yeah, I like the film reference. No,
Yeah.
don't care.
I don't care either. That's 0.
Okay.
Okay, welterweight. Salim, okay, I'm going to mispronounce his name. Touhari versus Warlley Alves.
Do not give a fuck.
Either do I.
Wow.
Okay, featherweight. Artem Lobov versus Andre Fili.
Oh, I care.
Do you? Jiu-jitsu. That's why you care.
Yeah, I care. Whoa. Oh, you don't care.
I don't care.
Okay, so I'm on my own here. I'd pay $2 for this. I'm gonna go old punk rock style. You know, you have a show, 5 bands, $2 or some shit like that. I would pay $2 for this, and I would pick. Oh man, Fili makes me feel bad. Lobov makes me feel bad. These guys are like gicks. All right, how about that? I'm gonna go with Fili. That feels bad, but $2 for a Fili win.
I can see that. I give it a nickel.
You can't if you don't care. You can't give it anything.
I just give it out a pity, a nickel. It's a pity nickel, but I don't care. You're right, 0.
Okay, all right.
Okay, middleweight fight: Smiling Sam Alvey versus Ramazan Emeev.
Well, first of all, do you care?
I do care about this one.
Yeah, come on,
enough that I care.
All right, so I care. So we got two. We got 2 cares. How much?
I give it. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be cheaper than you. To me, it's like a 75-cent fight.
Fuck. God damn. Okay. So that's a 75-cent fight. I would give it $1.
$1. Okay. You give it less than you gave the previous fight.
Yeah.
This fight's much better than that one.
Based on what?
Just based on the talent level. Sam Alvey's still pretty relevant.
Ooh, really?
and Ramazan he's coming in on a streak. I know they talked about him on some of the other shows, so I've never seen him fight. So.
Well, I'm a hopeless jiu-jitsu
that's what I figured.
Booster. So I'm gonna pick Ramazan.
I'm gonna go with Sam Alvey just because I'm familiar with his work. And
okay.
I don't give much credit to Sam.
It's 75 cents for Alvey. That's gotta fucking hurt. He's probably. I don't need your pity. I don't need your pity, Nash. Fuck you.
You gotta spread it out. If I'm really gonna pay. I mean, bantamweight fight: Damian Stasiak versus Brian Kelleher.
Almost, not quite.
Yeah, I don't care about that one. Heavyweight: Anthony Hamilton versus Adam. Sorry.
I was just scoffing. When you say Anthony Hamilton, and the scoff machine started going.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. Versus Adam. This is a Polish name. Wieczorek. Is that how you pronounce it?
Any W is pronounced like a V sound.
Oh yeah, that's right. Adam Wieczorek.
Yeah, just like in German. So.
But
I'm sorry, I don't care.
I don't care. This is that's like I don't even know how that's in the UFC. That's
and it should be noted that we are boosters for heavyweights, but we don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's how bad it is when heavyweights are always something you're interested in. You have absolutely no interest in this.
And because there was no knuckle up this past weekend, I want to inject a little knuckle up lunacy vis-a-vis. Can you smell what the bald one is cooking? I don't know if you've been reading the trades, but the Johnny Boney Joni thing. Look, the tea leaves are spelling it out for me. They're going to come back. USADA is going to come back with a light suspension, right? Because they're gonna ascertain that again it was some dick pill like the sex monkey I've been blasting out, sexy monkey I've been blasting out my Twitter feed. They do exist. He's gonna get, but nobody is sadistic enough, even the bald one in this day, to have him go back in as a light heavyweight and rob DC. It's somebody was saying, yeah, trilogy. That's not going to happen. It's like when they try to fire you from a job, and like the story I wrote about being sexually harassed by my boss. And when they saw her emails to me, they were like, okay, what do you want? And I go, I want my job back. And they're like, nah, we're not doing that. Once a decision has been made, even if it's a bad one, we're going to keep by it. So Johnny Boney Joni will, I think, never fight light heavyweight again, but I think he's being teed up to go heavyweight.
I do think at heavyweight there's a possibility for Daniel Cormier rematch at heavyweight.
At well, the thing is, if they're gonna let Daniel chase him to heavyweight and thereby, abdicate the fucking light heavyweight belt, they might as well bring him in for a third part of the trilogy. I don't see Daniel asking for that. I mean, he might want it, but I don't think it's good for him.
I think for Daniel, the possibility is that he goes to heavyweight if Kane keeps having health problems.
I think Kane
captures the belt.
I think Kane is a non-factor at this point.
Yeah, but if Daniel gets the belt, then that sets up, and John Jones gets to come back, let's say in a year from now, a year and a half, if we're lucky, that sets up another big fight.
What kind of public hunger is there to see a third part of that fight?
There's none right now, but if Daniel got the heavyweight title, then you could start building up the storyline that that Jones is coming back and then he cheated. There's just no one else to fight at heavyweight, really. So.
Well, there's that whole Susan Lucci thing, man. They're trying to Lucify this guy. It's just not, and the reality of it is he's going to stay Lucified because there is no incentive at all for anybody they can't build up a subsequent series on the back of a possible win against Johnny Boney Joni because we all know that DC is 1 or 2 fights away from fucking retiring, right?
Oh, yeah. That's why I think that would be the last fight. I mean, the big fight for DC right now is probably going to heavyweight to get some sort of super fight for him, so there's some interest. Because there's really no one for people, there's not much interest for his fights right now. There's no one for him to go on against that everybody's super interested in. He goes to heavyweight, that's a story. John Jones comes back and gets his first heavyweight fight, that's a story. Those two meet again at heavyweight, that's a story. Then he can retire, and But again, that depends on John Jones coming back. If he's out 2-3 years.
No, I don't think I don't see that happen. I think I think these guys watch our shows and plus you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. And the reality of it is they need Johnny Boney Joni in a way that they've never needed him before, really.
Robert Zimmerman knows they need him. That's for sure.
Yeah, I got Bobby. Yeah. So the reality of it is, and now you're hearing crazy talk come from the McNuggets camp about Malignaggi, and people are like, oh, who gives a fuck about that fight? That fight will never happen. Never underestimate the lunacy of a boxing enthusiast. Never, ever underestimate that, And if the reality of it is, McNuggets could still make more money fighting some kind of can match against Malignaggi than he would any kind of look. There's a point, like when I was negotiating with Larry Flint, and they're like, okay, we'll pay you $110,000 to come down here full time and I go, look, you guys are gonna be angry and resentful if you pay me that money. I'll make a deal with you. Give me $100,000. I'm saving you $10,000. Let me do the job remotely 3 days a week, from the office 2 days a week. And if it works, fine. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. You don't have to pay my insurance. You don't have to pay my parking. You don't have any benefits. And I'm responsible for my own taxes. It's a great deal for you, and they fucking took it. The reality of it is, to get the bald one to eke out a $10 million payday and points from McNuggets, he'll do it, but he'll be fucking resentful. And the first time he stumbles in the UFC, even though he doesn't need anything from anybody at all anymore, McNuggets, the first time you gotta know there will be no bald one there to catch you. So why put yourself in that position? Fucking fight Malignaggi, walk away with what? I mean, what did you want? 135 mil for fucking Mayweather. Malignaggi is something big. Boxing fans, how much will boxing fans pour in that? Well, he could probably walk away with another 20 or 30 mil. Why not? Why not? Except that's not going to happen, but why not? The reality of it is Johnny Boney Joni is needed right now. So
it's good leverage for McGregor, just even to have that fight on the horizon, that he can just say, hey, if you don't pay me what we want, I have this option to go into boxing. Yeah.
Well, at this point, they got it fucking, and then they're trying to, at first they're trying to like, oh, well, his first fight back it won't be with Diaz. It's like, you got that right. You got that, because if you think Diaz is losing the third engagement, you're wrong. This is Diaz's last fight as well. It's like, well, I don't want to keep doing this. The Diaz's don't like to fight. Nick has said that several times. How many times you're going to have to hear the guy say it before you're actually going to believe him? He's like, and he has even less to say for people who like to watch the fight. It's like, look at you. You're watching us do this. He said this. This is a quote, He's like, I like martial arts. I like boxing. I like jiu-jitsu, but I don't like fighting.
We're a bunch of degenerates. That's what he said. That's what he said. Yep. That's what he meant. All right, well, I should probably get us on track, I guess. So, lightweight fight, the last of the prelim card. Marcin Held versus Nasrat Haqparast.
Wow.
I don't have a clue if I pronounced that right. I just made that up. That could be completely
wrong.
Yeah,
I think you're very wrong. Well, I almost care because of Marcin Held, but I'm not gonna, because he's, I'm done being tricked.
I don't care at all.
Says a man who's about to be tricked.
Yeah. Okay. Now we get to the main card. This top-notch main card. Wow, what a top! This is amazing. Okay, here we go. Middleweight. Oskar Piechota versus Jonathan Wilson.
Don't care.
I don't care at all. Don't care at all. Lightweight. Jan Blachowicz versus Devin Clark.
I think that's Blachowicz.
Blachowicz? It's a Polish name. I know that.
Against who?
Against Devin Clark.
And I think that's Jan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That is Jan.
Oh man. You could just be saying anything. Why are you just like Thomas Jefferson against Tutankhamun? All right, I don't know. No, I don't care. Sorry.
Yeah, they're both not doing that.
No, I mean, Jan Blachowicz, I generally like, but I just, this fight, like Dana the bald one has come out before and said, all fights not for everybody. I can largely embrace the fact that this fight is not for us.
This is one of those fights where I look in the results the next day and go, oh yeah, if someone said it was a great fight, then I'll look into it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to go out of my way. Okay, now we go to the women's strawweight fight. Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Yep. Close enough.
Got that close. I know. Yeah, and then Jodie Esquibel. Esquibel is coming from Invicta. I think she was on a pretty good Invicta streak.
Yeah. I care because of Kowalkiewicz, but you got to understand that this is a gimme for the Polish fans. I'd be very surprised if she lost. So I care, and I'm going to pick Karolina, but I'm not giving more than $1 for it.
I'm doing the same. Picking Karolina, giving it $1. Sounds about right.
Okay.
It's worth watching.
All right.
Now we get to that big main event. Welterweight title, not title fight, what am I saying? Just the main event. Donald Cerrone versus Darren Till. The Cowboy. Man. Versus the English Brazilian.
Man.
Yeah,
the fact that we've even paused. It's like when you ask your girl, hey, you want to get married? And she's like,
I think it'll be an entertaining fight. I think it's good Muay Thai. Two Muay Thai fighters with some jiu-jitsu skills meeting. It's I give it $2. I like Cerrone. He's exciting to watch, and I pick him to win. But I think it'll be a chance he could lose. So
all right. So you have talked me into matrimony. All right. So you're picking Cerrone. Is that the case?
Yep, picking just because Cerrone's got a much more experience in the deep end of the way. So we'll see. I don't know if Till's up to that level. I'm gonna go we'll go $2. I'm up to $3.75 for the event.
All right. So $2. And I will pick, captured by your enthusiasm, I will say, yes, I care. And I don't see Cerrone losing this. I don't see that happening. But Till has been impressing me. But there's just a lot of shit happening that, I think experience has its benefits. But all right, I would pay, I'd pay $2 for this. All
right. So I am losing. I'm out $6.25 for the month.
All right. So let's see. So the totals are. So I got $2 for $6. So I'm sucking it for $4, and you've got $3.75. Jesus. Well, you know what? This fight's not for us, man. Look, just for the folks at home, their personal edification. This is the tote sheet. I don't know if you can see my scribble. Look at all those cross hashes sideways. Those are things we do not give a shit about, And with the time change, what time does this fight happen on the West Coast?
On the West Coast, I'm not sure actually what time. It's doesn't have anything. I'm guessing it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be watching this. Unless y'all who still have my phone number, text me if this is something I should break my neck. But I have canceled Fight Pass because I'm tired of getting dicked. So to the tune of $10 a month. So
it's not what they sold it as when it first came out. That's for sure.
No, it's worked about 40% of the time for me, and about the other 60% of the time it's been an exercise in misery and frustration. So I just can't. Yeah, people are tweeting now. This card sucks. Honestly, more interested in Bellator this weekend. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I've been getting emails from Bellator about the fight this weekend, and Yeah, it's marginally more interesting. He's right.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually more interested in that. I mean, this is just filler material for the UFC to keep their whatever their
Well, again, like I say, I think they're making moves. They're making moves into Poland. So
well, yeah. So we might. I'll probably I might just wait till the card's over and wait till people say you got to see this fight, and then go through the fights that everybody says is good and watch those.
This is the end. My little friend, the end of our elaborate plans. Shit. Okay. With a whimper, baby. Who saw this coming?
What else is going on? Do you have a show Saturday night? Maybe that should be what we should do.
No, but we just got I don't want to be what they call Gable used to call the pop-off mess-up man by counting chickens before they hatch, but we just got a call to do a big festival in Europe. And what's funny about this is that the same festival, when I was doing Blackface, that side project with Chuck Dukowski, used to play bass for Black Flag, they offered Blackface $19,000 and a support slot with Iggy Pop headlining. Right? Ooh. They come back to Oxbow, no support slot for any headliner, and $5,000.
Sounds like a slap in the face.
And I said, hey, you guys forget that I know about this other thing. I know you got more money. Yeah, I want you to dig down deep. And they're kind of like, well, we just haven't any money. So if I can get $2,000 more out of it, I'll be fucking happy. I mean,
when you coming to LA? When's your next show in LA?
We've got them planned sometime in December. Again, I don't want to be pop-off mess-up man. The plan is to do these weird festivals. So we're gonna try to do 2 festivals, and then I just tell you all the shit I know now. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We are trying to sign on for this. Kid Nate knows the name of it. Where the band plays a soundtrack for a film. Our friends in Juju did it, and they picked David Lynch. So they pick a director, they pick a film, and they play the soundtrack live for the film, and then they tour on that because this theater group owns like 8 theaters across America. So they have like one in Austin, Alamo something. Kid Nate mentioned it the other day. They have one in New York, and one in San Francisco, one in LA. And so Juju did David Lynch. So we are now arguing amidst and amongst ourselves about a living director, because it's nice to have a director show up, right? A living director and a movie where we could actually make a difference with the soundtrack, playing on the soundtrack. So the front runners have been, well, right now we thought Apocalypse Now. And then there's dissension in the band because it's such an iconic soundtrack that you can't do anything but lose. But the idea is that Coppola is local and would be accessible and might do it. The reality of it is Coppola, who lives up in fucking Santa Lina, is now probably dealing with a whole nother different thing now because of his fucking the massive flames that have probably burned his house to the ground, as well as his winery. So I don't know that he's be amenable to doing that in December. I don't think Napa is going to be okay in December. So then we're trying to think of, I can't get any love for Jarmusch, even though I personally would love to have fucking Jarmusch. But the idea is that his stuff is just too slow moving. I don't know. I like the idea of Jarmusch. Only Lovers Left Alive, one of the greatest vampire movies ever. I would love to fucking play too. But so that's what we're trying to think of. A director that's living, and a single motion picture that we could add to the soundtrack of. I
was going to recommend Taxi Driver, but there's no way Scorsese's showing up.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I think that you guys would be perfect for that. That has a.
I wanted to pick that, but I just thought, man, that's like everybody would expect us to do that, you know. But
Last Picture Show, Bogdanovich. That would be a surprise.
That would be a surprise, but he's he's alive, but he's kind of a creep.
He made good movies. He can be a creep and make it. I mean, you're not inviting Polanski. He's not coming to town for Chinatown. We know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm the Dorothy Stratton thing is looming large in my mind with Bogdanovich. But I like. Well, what about Mean Streets?
Oh, that would be a great one. I love that movie.
Okay, all right.
And it's got the camera work and stuff. It's one of those movies too. It's so entertaining visually that you could do it, and not even worry about the dialogue.
And I think, you never know what kind of magic, but why not? I mean, if Lynch showed up to the Juju thing, if the guy's in LA, what's it going to kill him to show up,
We'll make sure he shows up.
That's a good one. All right. Well, okay. What about a woman director? What about that? Go zig here instead of zagging.
I'm trying to think what movie that would fit that I mean, you could do Near Dark. I mean, that's entertaining and it's got vision, but I don't know if it's the type of movie I'd like to see for that.
Who's that? That's Carpenter, isn't it?
No, Near Dark was what's her name? Bigelow.
Bigelow did Near Dark?
Yeah, Near Dark. Catherine Bigelow, the one with
James
Paxton.
Woods.
No, the one about the vampires living in the car.
Yeah, I thought that was James Woods was the vampire hunter in Near Dark.
No, that's the John Carpenter one where they did the vampire.
Okay, I'm confused. Yeah, all right.
So, but
what about Karen Kusama, who directed that movie, The Invitation, about the.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I like her. Yeah, I heard it's good.
It's great. It's really great. You got to see it. Anyway, all right. Think about it. Think about it.
Well, keep in mind. I'll bring it up. I'll throw some suggestions your way.
Yeah, okay. All right. So yeah, nothing's going on this weekend except I gotta paint the kitchen. I've now painted the bedroom, the living room, the kids' room, the hallway. I got the wonderful, exciting kitchen and bathroom to do this weekend. So
yeah, I think I'm planning laundry on Saturday night. That's how excited I am about this.
Well, see, you can approve anything. Somebody gave me a whole bottle of this liquor called Freaking Lightning. Apparently, it's an odorless, tasteless liquor that's 100 proof.
100. That's good. That's basically moonshine.
Yeah. Yep. I could put it on my desk at work and drink it, and people would go, "You just drinking water? Is that why he's laying on the floor?" I guess so. So
you got to send me a bottle of that. That sounds pretty. I should experiment with that. See how,
I think I might have a picture of it because at first I went to a party last week and I was like, man, I got to take a picture of this stuff. And the guy goes, "Picture nothing. Take it." I go, man, I got great friends. So
you can text me later. I'm blind.
No, I didn't take a picture of it because he gave me the bottle and interfered. So I'll take one later and I'll send it to you, man.
Oh, sounds good. All right, so that's it. I guess we can get on to actually going to work.
All right. Thanks, John.
Talk to you later, man.
All right, later. Bye-bye.
Bye.